What is going on, good people of YouTube? I'm ImJslay. Thank you so much for joining me. And wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. So for today's video, I'm going to be going over some new setups out of the trips tied in formation that you can use and add to your offense. Now, I have already gone over a couple videos where I break down some setups that you can use for your trips tied in and a trips tied in mini scheme. If you're interested, feel free to click on the card in the top right hand corner. It's going to take you right over to that playlist where you can take a look at those videos. They're going to give you kind of a prelude and an overview generally of what you want to do around this offense, but also show you some setups you can do. And today we're going to build off of those setups and bring you a few more. I believe we've got 5 setups that we're going to be showing you here today out of a few different plays out of this offense. Okay, real quick, I do want to say that if this is your first video with us and you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton. It's completely free. You can always unsubscribe later on, although I'm not advocating for that. Hopefully you'll enjoy the content and you'll stick around. The second thing I want to ask is the question of the day, and that is, if it's not trips tied in, what is your favorite formation, offensive formation to run in Madden 21, or if you haven't played Madden 21 and you're watching this video, I don't know, that's kind of odd probably, but you know, if you played Madden 20 or 19, what was your favorite offensive formation to run? Basically, what formation do you feel most comfortable with running? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, obviously, is get your substitutions in. Now, at the slot receiver and the inside slot receiver, you want to have your speediest and best route runners. At the outside wide receiver position, this can be more of a deep route runner, but also, too, more of a short route runner with good speed. You're going to be putting him on some drags and some slants. So, really, this is not the most important wide receiver position, but definitely one that you still want to invest in because you're going to be utilizing routes and you're going to be utilizing all 3 of these wide receivers at some point in your offensive scheme. And one other thing, you are definitely going to need a quarterback with Hot Route Master and Gunslinger preferably. And if you don't have a quarterback with Hot Route Master, you're going to want to definitely have a tight end with Tight End Apprentice, a running back with Backfield Master, and then the slot wide receiver with Slot Apprentice. However, there's a lot of quarterbacks that can get Hot Route Master at this moment in time. I would definitely recommend investing in one of those. Okay, your audibles want to be set up just like this. You want to have square as curl flat, triangle as inside zone. You want to have L1 as X spot, and R1 as PA shot post. I'm going to be showing you some setups out of all of these formations here. We're also going to be talking about doubles in sale today as well. Okay, I do like to come out in doubles in sale the majority of the time, unless I've got a play in mind that I know is going to beat my opponent's coverage that he's been calling over and over again. But coming out in doubles in sale, because this is not set up in my audibles, gives me a 5th play at my disposal. Now, if this is the first play right after the kickoff, I always like, unless I've been able to return the kickoff and get on a hash, I always like to call inside zone and make sure I get over to a hash. It's going to make this offense a lot more effective. And let's start with the first setup here out of doubles in sale. So this is a very simple one, just working from left to right. You're going to streak Rob Gronkowski or your tight ends route. You're going to smart route your inside slot receiver or Chris Godwin's route. You're going to want to streak your slot wide receiver or Mike Evans' route. And then you're going to want to drag your outside wide receiver or Scotty Miller's route. So the setup should look like this. You're going to want to motion over Scotty Miller and then hike the ball. And your first read is always going to be the table route. If that's open, take that every single time. It's going to be guaranteed yards for you. And it's going to force your opponent to have to put a hard flat over there in order to cover that. Your next read is going to want to shift over to Chris Godwin's route. And I'll tell you right now, the way that this corner route runs, it's going to get open a lot of times. Pass lead it to the sidelines. Go ahead and secure catch that. You can see we get down for about 20 to 25 yards there. So if we take a look at the replay here, Mike Evans' streak is going to be taking the corner out of the play completely. The safety here is actually in a 20-yard curl flat, which is a very common setup that you see defenses running. But with the way the corner route is ran, the safety cannot get to that, and Chris Godwin is just going to be wide open. Even if these drops were set to 25 yards, Godwin's route is still going to get open over the safety here. Okay, if your opponent decides to switch things up and play cover 2, Scotty Miller's drag is going to come into play here effectively. pass lead it up, and as you can see, Scotty Miller can catch that, and he can end up getting about 6 to 8 yards every single time. Okay, my favorite play out of this formation is going to be X-Spot. We're going to be showing you 2 setups here from X-Spot that you can do with effectiveness. The first and my most favorite setup is very simple. You're going to post your tight end or Rob Gronkowski. You're going to want to table your running back, and you're going to want to slant your inside slot receiver. You can also streak your inside or your middle slot receiver there, or Mike Evans route. So the setup should look like this. You're going to have a nice high-low read from Ronald Jones and Chris Godwin, and you're also going to have a great man-beating post going over the middle of the field with Rob Gronkowski. Remember, the table route is always going to be the first route you want to look for. That's going to be free yards. Most likely it's going to be 5 to 10 yards every single time. What this is most likely going to do is force your opponent to play hard flats, and then you're going to have the pick of the tight end post route or the inside receiver's slant route. Whichever one the user does not take, that's typically going to be the one you want to throw to. Okay, the next setup out of X-Spot is another simple one, but one that can really make the user on the opposing side have to work. You're going to want to flat route the tight end's route, and you're going to want to wheel the running back. You're going to want to streak the inside slot receiver's route, and the setup's complete there. And all we're going to do from here is motion over the slot receiver or Mike Evans here. Mike Evans is typically going to be over in the middle of the field in front of the deep middle zone. Unless the user wants to user Mike Evans' route, it's typically going to be over once he comes across the face of the linebacker in front of that deep third zone there. So just keep that in mind. That is going to be the read that you're going to want to look to most often. Now, if your opponent does start to user that route, well, then you've got a nice check down with Scotty Miller. And once again, that route's going to pick up about 5 to 7, 8 yards every single time. Another read you have at your disposal is on the left-hand side of the field with the tight end and running back routes. If they're giving you the flat, you can pass lead this up, and it's going to hit the tight end for about 5 to 6 yards. Now, if you've been making use of the table route like you should, and you've forced your opponent to play hard flats, this is the look you're going to get a lot once they drop back into cover 3. So Rob Gronkowski's flat route is going to keep this linebacker up towards the line of scrimmage. And as you can see, this allows for Ronald Jones to get wide open down the left-hand side of the field as the cornerback, the outside cornerback, is in a deep third responsibility, and this is pulling him too far out of the throwing range of Ronald Jones. And as you can see, he's able to sit right in this zone here. You pass lead it to the sidelines, and he's got about a 15 to 20 yard gain. Okay, now I want to show you a different setup out of curl flat than what I previously showed in my former trips tight end scheme video. Okay, so we're going to work from right to left here. You want to put your outside wide receiver or Scotty Miller on an out route. You want to put the slot wide receiver or Mike Evans on a curl. You want to smart route Chris Godwin's route, and then you want to streak your tight end. You can block your running back here for extra protection if your opponent is blitzing you. That is one thing that this play is designed to do, is to kind of give you a quick read on Scotty Miller on the outside, especially if he's calling cover 3 over and over again and guys are dropping out. Take a look at what this does. So you can throw that for about 5 to 7 yards every single time. This is a great first down play. This is also a great third and short play when your opponent is trying to make a lot of adjustments. You can come out, make some quick adjustments, and hit him with that little out route. A lot of times, as you're going to see here, you're going to have the curl open as well with a low pass. I should mention this is going to be strictly for zone. You don't necessarily want to call this if they're running man. Now, speaking of man coverage, we come to our final play that we're going to be talking about today, and that is going to be the PA shot post. I'm going to show you a setup that, while can beat zone, is also a very good man-beating setup also. We're going to work from right to left here. You want to smart route your outside wide receiver's route. You want to do this every single time when you come out in PA shot post. You want to slant your slot receiver or Mike Evans route. You want to drag your inside slot receiver or Chris Godwin's route. And then finally, you're going to corner the tight end's route. You can also block the running back. You definitely want to make sure that you take off the play fake. That just takes a little bit more time than what you need. Now, finally for this, we are going to motion hike Mike Evans. And when they are in man, you're going to be able to have your tight end most often than not, especially if your tight end has abilities, whether it's matchup nightmare or deep out elite. Another route you want to look for here if they are in man coverage is going to be Mike Evans' slant route. Because we're motioning over, the corner is not going to be able to get that great of a press on Mike Evans, giving him a much better release. And unless the user runs with this is going to be open a lot of the time. Finally, if you put a really good route runner and speedy receiver on the outside that has good deep route running attributes also, you can hit this S post. He can get a really good release off the line of scrimmage depending on the corner that's on him. As you can see, Chris Godwin gets a great release off the line of scrimmage, getting good separation. With a simple pass lead to the left, you're able to fit that in. And I should note that that is on Jalen Ramsey, one of the better man corners in the game and one of the better man corners in regs. Finally, I want to talk about two runs that you can build into your offense. You don't want to get completely one-dimensional. You do want to mix that in from time to time. The first one is going to be inside zone. Now, if you notice your opponent has inside stuff on their D-line, you definitely want to make sure that you are double teaming that guy. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can basically snap the ball and try to find the open hole. Or you can snap the ball and hit him with a little delay, a little stop and go to try to find the open zone on the D-line. Okay, the final run I want to talk about is going to be out of I-form close. It's going to be the power O play. I come out, I actually like to flip this play instantly. That's going to move the tight end over to the opposite side of the field. Then I'm going to actually flip the play to the left side of the field, and I'm going to motion over the right side receiver here, in this case, Chris Godwin. And you can see there's a lot of room to run there, but you can really play off of this and give your opponent different looks. Now that we've done the one look, we flipped the play, my opponent potentially could be looking for us to run left and motion over Godwin, but we can go ahead and flip the play and then just call it stock. Another setup we can do is flip the play, motion over Godwin like we would normally do, but we don't flip the actual play art to go to the left, so we're still going to run to the right-hand side there, just giving our opponent a different look, just something that he's not ready for. This really can give your running game a complete edge on your opponent, just playing those mind games with him, not getting too predictable, changing it up from time to time. Okay, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like rating. If you have a question, a comment related to the video, if I did not explain something properly, or if you just want to say what's up, leave that in the comment section. I love interacting with each and every one of you down there. And be sure to answer the question of the day. Let me know, what is your favorite offense to run in Madden? And if you're new to the channel and enjoyed the content and would like to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. I'm ImJslay, signing out today. I'll catch you all on my next video.